Hello, ladies. Okay, today's video is about updating your wardrobe to make sure it reflects who you are today. So grab your beverage and let's chat. So one of the things that I found was I owned a lot of clothes from the 90s. Do you still own a Benetton sweatshirt? Or a pair of Guess jeans? Maybe some Ralph Lauren's? What was your favorite item from the 90s that you held on to? That, or those size 6 jeans, and you are never seeing those again. Because again, they don't make clothes like that anymore. So I mean, technically speaking, it might be time for them to go. How about, have you kept clothes with tags on it for the last 10 years where they have actually come in and out of style and you're hoping that they come back in? I'm guilty of that one for sure. I actually was guilty of, I would buy clothes for when I got thin and the fashion style would come in and go out and I never fit into them. Yeah. And I never got rid of them either. So a few years ago, I actually had worked with someone when I started my renovation of myself and trying to figure out who I was. I actually looked like I belonged on What Not to Wear. And I actually did interior design work. So here I designed beautiful homes and I look like a very disheveled person. Like I just was in and I actually, let's talk about this for a second because it's really important part of this conversation is I dressed how I felt on the inside was what I was wearing. They were just basic, ordinary clothes. They were black, they were gray, they had no personality to them, no style to them. I'd buy the same shirt in 5 different colors and be like, yep, that worked great. But I was really unhappy inside and I was going through a lot emotionally. I was struggling severely with my weight because of lots of things that were going on in my life that I was emotionally keeping in. So I started working with this woman. And one of the things that she said to me was, your outside needs to match the inside. And right now, your inside is very sad and unhappy. And we want to make sure that now, as we're doing this work, you're starting to have the outside reflect what's going on. And starting here, even if you don't necessarily 100% feel it on the inside yet, it's important that we start this process. So I went into my closet, and this is what I want to suggest for you. I went into my closet and I did the whole thing of pull the item out, hold it for a few seconds. If you don't feel like, oh my God, I love it, it goes to Goodwill or you're going to donate it to something. And I did this over and over again. I had a mountain of clothes, thousands of dollars of clothes sitting on that bed that I felt nothing towards. And I had like 7 to 10 items that I actually really loved. And it made me really start to think like, wow, I was buying so much clothes for the someday. And I was buying so many items to feel good in that moment and then never wear them because I didn't know how to emotionally fill myself. So I cleaned up my closet. So number 1 is you're going to go back into your closet. You're going to pull everything. I mean, everything. I want you to clean out your closet. I want you to clean out stuff that you may have storage put away somewhere. I want you to clean out all of your drawers in your bureau or your nightstand or wherever you have clothes. And you're going to pile them up on the bed. And play some happy music while you do this to kind of get your mojo going. Maybe even make a little playlist of it and go through the process. And if you don't feel it right away, it's a no. If it's a maybe, it's a no. It's gotta go. And then start to think about, who do you want to be in the next chapter of your life? I mean, you're 45. So what is it that you want to feel next? Who do you want to be next? Maybe your kids are leaving, or maybe you're getting divorced, or maybe you're going through a transition in your career, or maybe, whatever's happening for you. Think about what's going on in your life now and where you're going in the next 5 years. And then from that place, decide really what stays. And you may have a pile of maybes that you just really can't seem to move past. And if you run into that, step away from them. Go eat lunch, go do what have you. And I will tell you, this process took me probably a good few hours to go through. Like I said, I owned a lot of clothes. The next thing I did was I actually worked with a woman. By her name is Jill Swanson. And she is the image coach. I'm not sure she's still in business or not, but I worked with her, and she was really cost friendly. At the time, it was like $230. And she put together a list for me of all of the items. And I really recommend, if you have the ability to do so, to work with someone like Jill, who can help you with this stuff, because this was game changer for me. All right. So the next part is, do even a questionnaire. I mean, again, we all have grew throughout the generations, and maybe you were a little kid when your parents had Mary Kay, or your parents had the 4 seasons. You were a spring, a summer, a fall, a winter, and you picked your colors based on that. Color theory that was once out there. If you're not able to hire someone, then I would highly suggest go online, see if you can find a quiz somewhere and figure out what colors work best for you. But this is where everything changed for me. So I got rid of the grays. I got rid of all the colors. I answered her questionnaire and what I liked, what have you. And then I ended up with a little book like this. And she created this book for me, and it has all of the colors that work for me. All these colors that are happy, they're joyful, and I can take this with me shopping, because look how little and cute and convenient it is. And if I know I'm going shopping for stuff, and then she even marks on the back of it for miscellaneous things, and she's even marked on it like little X's to tell me what goes with what, like, oh, maybe only use this as a scarf, or only wear it as a certain type of top, but only wear this for pants or things like that. It made my life so much easier. So then I went shopping. My closet is full of the most colorful clothing there is. They're feminine, they're pretty. I have all of my t-shirts I now put on hangers. And I have some that are like cook in the kitchen type of t-shirts that are still colorful. And I do a lot of my shopping from anywhere from Nordstrom's to Marshalls. I love Marshalls. I got this at Marshalls, and everything in between. So figure out what works well for your budget. You don't have to spend a lot of money to feel great. That's really important here. Then think about your accessories. Do you wear them? Do you not wear them? Why don't you wear them? Do you not take the time to wear them? Also go through your makeup, because now I discovered recently I can't wear foundation anymore because it makes me look older. And so I've had to revamp all of my makeup for my 52-year-old self versus my 40-something or younger self. So I also cleaned out my makeup, and I got rid of a ton of it and donated what could be donated and things of that nature. A lot of it just ends up going out. And start to figure out what colors work now and what tones work best. And if you've got a really good department store, or even someone like Jill who actually can figure this stuff out for you, they'll just give you a list. She gave me a list of what colors to look for lipstick, bright colors, how I liked to wear my makeup, because I'm much more of a natural girl, especially as I've gotten older. Think about how much time we spent in the 90s with teasing our hair, how much hairspray we use compared to probably what you use now. I mean, I think the ozone layer is pretty happy that we stopped with the massive amounts of hairspray and that we were using. And that we all stopped wearing Love's Baby Soft, right? So think about that. And maybe even, and one of the other things that I did was I found a new scent. I found a new perfume scent for this current version of me, because we grow and we change, but yet so many of us are wearing old perfume styles. We're wearing old raggedy clothes. We have tons of clothes that we don't even wear that are sitting in a closet that somebody could really use, that just aren't serving us anymore. And when we have all that stuff, it's holding back the energy of what is to come into us. It's holding all that energy of flow, and it just makes us stagnant. And we reflect and feel like that, and it's like, so I would say just start the process, and think to yourself, if you're going to put on your old clothes that make you feel bleh, think about why. Just take a second and ask yourself, why am I wearing these if they don't make me feel good? Why do I feel like I'm undeserving of that? As amazing women that we are, we cook, we clean, we work, we make sure our kids are all set, we make sure our pets are all set, we make sure everybody in our families are all set. And I know that's who you are. I know that you're someone that takes care of everybody under the sun and makes sure all of their needs. And so you may not even be on your list, let alone in permanent marker. So let's change that. All right, starting right now. Be in permanent marker. Because this is so important, because you're so valuable in so many ways. And self-love is so crucial, especially at our age. We've given so much of ourselves. It's time that we do for ourselves. It's time that we feel beautiful again, inside and out. And it doesn't mean that the clothes that we wear make us beautiful. It's from the inside out. And we want just that inside being of who we are to reflect on the outside, because we're all worthy of that. And it made such a huge difference for me. I wear happy colored clothes. I have happy colored lipsticks. Even my eyeglasses are happy colored. And they're just more such a reflection of who I am. And when I found that I kept doing this, and I will tell you, in the beginning, it was really sticky. And I had to be really cognizant about, put that pretty shirt on today. Put that pretty piece on today, even if you're not leaving the house and you're working from home, because you're worthy of that, just being home by yourself. And that mind shift really started to get me it helped the ball rolling as I did the inner work and I did the inner healing, and I kept growing and evolving. But feeling good in my clothes and having things that were reflective of who I am makes all of the difference in the world. So I'd love to hear, what did you get rid of? What did you find in your closet that was like, I had no idea I even owned this? See how much you actually don't even need, and donate it to some great causes out there. There's women's shelters that out there that can use it. We have here in Boston, the VA, I donate a lot of clothes to. So your clothes can go live on for somebody else. And then tell me what your results were. Tell me, did you find somebody that you worked with to help you with this process? And the most important thing, I think, with all of these videos that all of us do is, as the consumer, and watching it, just don't watch and then move on with your life. Take action because you're worth it. And yourself will thank you because you're showing yourself that you love yourself. So get into that closet, go find those Guess jeans. I'm sure you know where they are. Remove the Benetton t-shirt that you probably paid $90 for, right? And let's get cracking. All right. You have yourself a wonderful day and write in the comments below what you did.